Hard-hitting sports in your face. What's the deal, YouTube? What's the deal, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. You see the title of the video. A lot of developments. Well, a few developments to talk about on our team. First of all, the first name that comes, who will probably jump right in and become a starter for this team. The Miami Dolphins signed veteran linebacker Lawrence Timmons from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Has been a very, very consistent player, prone player. Uh, has played fantastic football. If you look at his stats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute. I'll go over these real quick so you can actually see what the hell I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, 7. He missed 2 games in 2014. That was the last 2009. Sorry, that was the last time Lawrence Timmons missed games. Every other season, this man has played 16 games. With 6 seasons with over 100 tackles. Lawrence Timmons is just a model of consistency, and that's definitely something that we need as a football team, especially with guys like Misi and what's the other guy's name? I forget his name, but he's often hurt as well. So yeah, we definitely need some consistency, and we need guys that can just stay fucking healthy, and help out with the run stop. And Lawrence Timmons is definitely a guy that can do that. Now on the safety, from the safety spot, we also signed Nate Allen. Nate Allen from the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know very much about Nate Allen. There's a lot of research for me to do to figure out Nate Allen. Issa Abdul Qudus, of course, has a injury that, from what I'm hearing, is maybe career ending. The Miami Dolphins have made a safety swap on Friday, signing former University of South Florida standout Nate Allen and waiving Issa Abdul Qudus. I hope this wasn't written by Omar Kelly, because how can you waiting Issa Abdul Qudus? But yeah, that's what this article says. Allen, who has started 76 games in his 7-year career, is expected to be Abdul Qudus' replacement as the Dolphins' starting free safety. Abdul Qudus, who contributed 77 tackles, 1 sack, and 2 interceptions last season, was waived after failing a physical due to the neck shoulder injury he suffered last December in a 34-31 overtime win over the Buffalo Bills. The Dolphins were concerned that Abdul Qudus wouldn't be healthy enough to play in 2017. Wow, this article was dreadfully poorly written. Good Lord, Omar Kelly. Wouldn't be healthy enough to play in 2017. So I want you to read what I'm reading. Like, this is just like amateur shit. Like, he just is dreadful. If he's writing this is dreadful. Let's zoom in on this real quick, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. The Dolphins made a safety swap on Friday, signing former University of South Florida standout Nate Allen and waiting Issa Abdul Qudus. How the fuck do you waiting Issa Abdul Qudus? And this is a professional writer. That's just dreadful. That's horrible. This man needs an editor, like ASAP, if that's him writing. Abdul Qudus, who contributed 77 tackles, 1 sack, and 2 interceptions last season, was waived after failing a physical due to the neck shoulder injury he suffered last December in a 34-31 overtime win over the Buffalo Bills. The Dolphins were concerned that Abdul Qudus wouldn't be healthy enough to play in 2017, so made the move. Another one, just dreadful writing. Like, he needs an editor. To add Allen made the move to add Allen, who has contributed 368 tackles, 13 interceptions, 4 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles in the 92 games he played the past 7 seasons. So let's see. Now, cutting Abdul Qudus did create 3.4 million in cap space. The terms of Allen's deal have not been disclosed as of yet. Allen started 4 of 14 games for the Raiders last season, contributing 33 tackles and 2 interceptions. Allen, who will turn 30 in November, spent his first 5 seasons with the Eagles and the last 2 in Oakland. All right. Now, last night, before I went to bed, if you were following me on Twitter, we also traded for the Rams' William Hayes. William Hayes, a guy, the Los Angeles Rams are sending defensive end William Hayes to the Dolphins in a trade announced late Thursday night. Los Angeles said the Dolphins have agreed to send their sixth-round pick, number 206, in exchange for Hayes, and the Rams' 7th-round pick, number 223. Will has been an integral part of our defense since he became a Ram in 2012. And I went and I looked up Hayes and looked at his numbers, and he is consistently. I think he was a backup with the Rams as well, which will probably still be here behind Wake and Branch. But he is consistently a 5-sack guy. He played in 14 games last season. He got 5 sacks. He played in 16 games in 2015. He got 5 sacks. Back in 2012, his first season with the Rams, he played 16 games. Looks like he was maybe a backup as well, and he got 7 sacks. So I wonder what he can do with more reps out there. But yeah, some pretty solid. I mean, nothing that just jumps off the page. No really cap gobbling things like we've done in the past, where we hit that one fucking home run, and then the rest of our free agency is kind of down, and we swallow up a big chunk of our money on that one guy. We're kind of spreading it out and getting some good little pieces here and there. Now, with some of these moves, what it's going to do for us is it's going to allow us to have a lot of flexibility in the draft, which I'm still hoping for a rock star in that first round in the front 7, whether it's Riddick or whether it's TJ Watt or whether Reuben Foster falls to us. That's the type of pick I would like to see in the first round. If they decide to go Forrest Lamb, that would be nice. Oh yeah, I forgot about the guard. And the reason I think the only reason why I forgot about the guard. Let's go look up the information on the guard, because I read like he's been on a couple different teams. What is his name? All right, we signed Ted Larson. He's a center guard. The Miami Dolphins are making additions to their offensive line. To that end, the team has signed guard Ted Larson to a 3-year contract on Friday, a former 6th-round selection by New England 7 years ago. Larson wouldn't stay there long, eventually being waived and claimed by Tampa. It was Arizona who signed him to a 2-year deal in 2014 before Chicago signed him last year. You see what I mean? Like he's been flipped all around the NFL right now. I don't know what that says about his play. So I'm gonna have to go and look up a little bit on Larson, which is difficult to kind of get a good look at some of these offensive linemen. I think offensive linemen, linebackers, and kind of the secondary are kind of the things that are very, very difficult to take a look at on film. And the reason why I say that is because you don't normally hear about an offensive lineman unless he's doing something wrong. You know what I mean? And the camera angles don't normally show you pinpoint stuff. That's why I like when guys are being scouted in the draft and you can kind of look at that footage, because those guys kind of break it down and you kind of see zoomed in stuff on what's going on on that line. You're able to kind of get a good idea of what these guys are doing on that line. You don't see that every day in the NFL. So hopefully I'm able to find some good stuff that's going on with Larson. But I don't. It's kind of concerning that he's been kind of flipped around to a few different teams, especially when you get drafted by New England and then released. New England doesn't normally do that with good talent. New England normally takes a good talented person and they hold on to him and they get the most out of them until they can't, they don't want to pay a crazy amount of money and then they let him go. And then he usually goes to another team and goes straight into decline, which is why I don't know why teams continue to sign players from the Patriots, because normally when a player leaves the Patriots, they don't get any better. They start declining. But we'll see what happens with Chandler Jones. He had a decent season last year. But anyway, man, those are the pieces that we've gotten both last night and today. Lawrence Timmons signs. We get a safety to replace. We get a safety to replace Abdul Qudus, who was cut, and we get William Hayes, who's going to be a backup defensive end. We traded a pick for him. I think it was a 6th round. We traded a 6th round pick for William Hayes. Nate Allen becomes the safety, and then we get Ted Larson as a center/guard. So, in a little while, once these free agency signings wrap up, I don't know if we're finished. I still haven't heard anything about Donna Hightower. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with that. I really wish that we can get Hightower signed here or get some other line, because what that would do is put us in a situation where we have a maximum amount of flexibility going into this draft. You know what I mean? That would be fantastic. Hearing that Donna Hightower and the Titans have agreed to a very large 6-year deal. Fuck. All right. So apparently Hightower is a possibility. Wait a minute. Was that a fake Twitter? I hate these bastards that create these. Yeah, it was a fake freaking Twitter. Nope. So still no news on Donna Hightower yet. We're still waiting on him to see what happens. If I'm not mistaken, he did a visit, but I think that would be very, very good for us. With Timmons in the middle, put Alonzo on one side, Hightower on the other side, and then we can go into the draft and just go BPA. You know what I mean? We can go best player available. We can get Forrest Lamb, whoever. It wouldn't even matter. Even if we decided it was OJ Howard, who is the best player in the first round, take him if that's what we decide and put him out there and let him compete with the rest of the talent we have. That's how I would feel. Now, if we don't shore up this linebacker core, then you would think that we would go linebacker in the first round. We would try to take the best possible linebacker at that position. But if we can get some of these things squared away and then go to best player available, that would be fantastic. Most teams try to do that shit anyway, but I would be pissed off if we don't shore up this linebacker core and we go out there and draft a fucking offensive lineman in the first round, and then we look like shit still in the linebacker core. Be an absolute problem, because we got diced up on that defense. That defense has to, I think, in order for us to make a deep run into the playoffs, we need at least a top 15 defense. At least. I mean, top 15 defense to me would be ideal. And I think that happens with better coverage from the linebackers, more pressure from the defensive line, and just the gelling of the secondary that we have. I don't think we need to move many pieces in the secondary. I really want to see what our rookie looks like back there. Howard, of course, he's not going to be a rookie next year. He'll be a second-year man. And Lippett, Maxwell coming back, McCain in there somewhere, a healthy Rashad Jones. I like that. And then you add Nate Allen, which I don't know much about. I got to see some film on him, but You add him in there. Ladarius Webb got released by the Baltimore Ravens. That would be a solid signing. But yeah, man, I can't wait to see exactly what we're gonna do in the draft, man. I can't wait to sit down and talk about it. I hope I don't have to fucking work that day. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put I'm gonna goddamn reserve that day. So I'm gonna take some vacation time on that day, so I don't have to work. Anyway, man, let me know what you guys feel about this. You know what? Let me check my comment section and see what we're talking about. Yeah, OJ Howard. I would love to sign TJ Lang. TJ Lang. Wow, about 4 people said TJ Lang. I haven't heard anything about TJ Lang, but didn't TJ Lang finish the season on the injured reserve or something like that? See, that's what would scare me, because Mike Pouncey finished the season on injured reserve. So it would all be based on what kind of injury he actually had. All right. So the NFL draft is going to be April 27th through the 29th. I have to reserve that shit so I don't work those days. Let's see. Let's go back here. I love the Lawrence Timmons pickup. I do too. Definitely helps us with the run stop up front. I like our recent signings. I'm excited about this season. Hell yeah. Absolutely. I can't wait for this season to start. It's funny, man. Usually after the NFL regular season, I transition into Heat basketball. And I've been kind of glimpsing at Heat basketball, but I'm not really into it like I was before. I don't even know why. And maybe it's because I'm looking at the way the NBA is laid out, and I'm not. I mean, I don't understand it. It's really weird that I haven't watched a single full basketball game this season, and I'm still very excited about what's going on with the Dolphins. And the Heat, they're closing in on a playoff spot as well. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get into it soon. Anyway, man, let me know what you feel about this. I'll talk to you guys next time. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel at Casual. At KASUWELL is the Twitter handle. You can add me on Facebook. I will leave that link down in the description as well. Hard hitting sports in your face. Adam Gase, man. Adam Gase is doing fucking work. He's doing work. Oh, yeah. And Anthony Fasano. Anthony Fasano coming back to be another tight end. We're going to have a top 5 offense this year. I said that shit last year. Remember last year I made that video? I said we were going to have a top 5 offense. We ended up with the number 17 offense in football. So that's not terrible. But I feel like we can do better. I feel like DVP can do better. I feel like Kenny Stills is going to have a better year this year. But the person that really needs to have a breakout season this year, he needs to have a tremendous double-digit touchdown season this year, is Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry has to break out this year. If I'm not mistaken, this is a contract year for him. He's got to break out this year. He's got to have a breakout season. And then, of course, J-Train coming back. But we'll get into that after this draft. We'll talk about predictions, what I feel like is going to happen, stuff like that. I'll talk to you guys next time. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I'm out. Peace.